By 1993, Hey Jealousy was all over radio and MTV. Only the band's die-hard fans from the bars of Tempe, Arizona, knew the tragic story of their rise from indie to mainstream. Doug Hopkins was the charismatic lead guitarist and principal songwriter. He was also a raging alcoholic with persistent depressive disorder. Doug had already been in several bands and was a local musical icon, but his excessive drinking and on-stage antics were already starting to become a problem. There was a strong drinking culture within the band. They were named after a quote from W.C. Fields, referring to his drink-induced rosy nose and cheeks. Gin Blossoms became Tempe's hottest band, based mostly on Doug's songs, laced with punky riffs, bird-style arpeggios, and massive hooks. Doug had never wanted to sign with a major label. He feared losing creative control. In 1989, they independently released their first full-length album, Dusted, which included early versions of some of Doug's songs, including Found Out About You and Hey Jealousy.
Tell me, do you think you'd be alright if I could just crush you tonight?
The thing that Rich Hopkins told us when we went into the studio was there would be no beer during the sessions, and that edict lasted, I'd say, about 30 minutes. So we were drunk. It was recorded and mixed in 6 nights, which is fucking unheard of. It's a stupid way to do it. And
we've only mixed it once.
Yeah, and we did the best we could with limited resources, limited funds, and limited intelligence.
All last summer, in case you don't recall.
In 1990, much to Doug's chagrin, Gin Blossoms signed with A&M. They spent $100,000 in Los Angeles at their first attempt at recording New Miserable Experience, but they had nothing to show for it at the end of the sessions. In 1992, they tried again, this time with John Hampton producing at legendary Ardent Studios in Memphis, where REM, Big Star, and The Replacements had all recorded. All 3 of those bands were massive influences on Gin Blossoms. Everything went well for a couple of weeks, but John Hampton and the band reached breaking point when Doug would repeatedly show up at the studio drunk and incapable of playing his guitar parts. It went from bad to worse, and Doug left the studio before the album was finished. They had to douse him in aftershave and mouthwash to hide the smell of the booze in order to get him on a flight home. On the day before the release of New Miserable Experience, the record company's patience finally wore out. They fired Doug and replaced him with guitarist Scotty Johnson. They forced him to sign away half of his publishing rights and all mechanical royalties in exchange for the $15,000 that they owed him. Doug had threatened to kill himself many times, and his friends knew that one day he would go through with it. On December 5th, 1993, Doug shot himself with a .38 caliber pistol. He was 32. New Miserable Experience went multi-platinum, selling over 4 million copies. Had he lived, Doug would be a millionaire today, just off the strength of New Miserable Experience. Gin Blossoms are still touring today, and fans are still calling out for Doug's songs, unaware of the tragic story behind them.